Good morning everybody, welcome back to Hammers About. My name's James and welcome to a train to Leeds. Now today we're going to be taking a journey on a train where the train isn't actually the main point of the video, more so the actual route we're going to be taking itself. Now I'll explain a bit more to you when you get to Leeds, so let's just settle back on this uncomfortable northern train and I'll see you all when we get to Leeds. And here we are everybody, we finally arrived at Leeds. Now, today's video, we are going to be taking consistently, over the past 3 years, the most unreliable train journey in all of the UK. Now, that consistently has been a journey from here in Leeds to Huddersfield. Now, that's only a journey of around 20 minutes. However, over the past 3 years, it has consistently ranked either top or in the top 3 of the most cancelled, delayed and unreliable journey in the entire country when taking trains. So I decided I'm going to take a journey on that exact same route today, and we're going to try and figure out why it's actually so crap. Now this isn't the train I'm taking, but Leeds to Huddersfield, delayed. So from the most latest stats released over the period from the 31st of July to the 31st of December last year, this route had on average 23% of all the trains running between Leeds and Huddersfield were delayed by more than 5 minutes, with 13% of all of these trains actually being cancelled. Now this is an improvement on the previous years, where in 2024 I believe about 1 in every 10 trains on this route were cancelled, and in fact in 2023 this route was at its absolute worst, where consistently 1 in every 8 trains was cancelled. And I believe it's some stupid stat, I think in 2023 there was 5,500 trains on this route were cancelled. 5,500 in the entire year. That is absolutely ridiculous. No wonder commuters absolutely hate this journey. As I was recording that section, this train has just popped up behind me. Again, it's not the train I'm taking today, but it is a train that goes between Leeds and Huddersfield, and is once again only 2 minutes, but still delayed. Now, from what I can find, one of the main reasons that there are consistent delays on this route is thanks to these guys, TransPennine Express. Now, that is who we're going to be taking the journey with today, so we'll see if we're delayed or cancelled or not. But I'm not quite sure why, but these have been incredibly inconsistent with providing this service. In fact, the other year, the actual UK government got so fed up with how poor TransPennine Express were, they stripped first of their contract and renationalised TransPennine Express. So they're now back under government control, and the government have promised to up the route. And I mean, as you can see from the stats, it has improved over recent years, but it is still the most unreliable route in the entire country, even after improvement over the other years, which just shows you how incredibly crap this route was 3, 4, 5 years ago. Now there is also a really cheeky, hidden, nasty reason for big cancellations on this route, also down to TransPennine Express, but I'll explain a bit more to you about that when we get to Huddersfield. But trust me, it is quite disgusting, the reason really. The Leeds to Huddersfield train is now 8 minutes late. It's not looking good, is it, for this route? And here is the train I will be taking to Huddersfield. Currently 3 minutes delayed. Brilliant. And here we are everybody on our TransPennine Express service bound for Huddersfield, and we're currently travelling on the most unreliable train route in the entire country. It's a bumpy route as well, it seems. Though in true TransPennine and this route fashion, we left Leeds about 5 minutes late. Nothing amazing, so it must be a good travel day today. So I'm going to settle down and I'll see you all when we get to Huddersfield, and I'll discuss that quite disgusting tactic used by Transpennine Express to hide cancellations on this route.
Did you know that now for just £2.99 every month you can become an official channel member of the Hammers About YouTube channel? Well, what does this get you might be asking? Well, you'll get early access to new videos a week before everybody else. You'll also get your name shouted out with a big thank you at the end of every single one of my videos. Not only that, but you'll get a loyalty badge in the comments section to show everybody that you have pledged allegiance to the Hammers About YouTube channel. So what are you waiting for? For just £3 a month? I can't think of a better bargain. Thank you very much for your support if you do decide to join for whatever reason.
So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, we've finally arrived in Huddersfield at this absolutely beautiful station building, which we have to thank the Victorians for, really. We arrived about 5 minutes behind schedule in true most unreliable train route fashion. Now, it's time I told you about this disgusting practice used by Transpennine Express to hide cancellations, really. So Transpennine use a process called P-coding. Now, P-coding is almost like a pre-planned cancellation that only they know about, basically. So basically, if I wanted to book a train yesterday for today's journey, it will come up, say, the 1 o'clock from Leeds to Huddersfield. It's there yesterday, I can go away and book it perfectly fine. But then when I wake up in the morning today, it's not that the train's been cancelled, it's that the train just doesn't exist anymore. Now, that's the problem with P-coding. It's like a pre-cancellation that Transpennine just completely wipe all existence of the train ever being there. So it's technically been cancelled, but it technically hasn't been cancelled because it technically never existed according to their system, even though it clearly did, and there's probably tens of to hundreds of people that have actually bought a ticket for that journey at that specific time. But then they're not even entitled to any compensation or anything because the train never existed, even though it did. It's absolutely ridiculous. So the other year when I said there was about 5,500 trains cancelled in the whole year, and then all these other years, there's probably actually been many more that just can't get registered because the train doesn't exist. So they're not able to class it as a cancellation because it doesn't even exist anymore. Like, how do you just make a train completely vanish like that? Absolutely ridiculous, this. Now, another big reason from Transpennine and Northern as well, actually, on this route that makes a lot of big problems is train driver shortages. They cancel quite a lot of trains because they don't have the train drivers to operate them. Now, that's one major factor, and the problem is that a lot of them have been running because a lot of train drivers have been working their rest days and day offs, but they've all had enough now and they've sacked off working these extra days because, I mean, why would you? Why would you want to work your fair day off? But because of that, they haven't been able to run the services, which then has a knock-on effect on the commuters. Now, you're all probably thinking, surely a simple solution to that is just hire more train drivers. But that's the problem. They don't have the funds to hire all these new train drivers, especially with all the train strikes in recent years, where all the train drivers have been pushing for more pay. They don't have the funds to pay these new train drivers. So it's just going to be a constant cycle of P-coding, strikes, lack of drivers, and poor Victorian-aged infrastructure. But I really hope this route gets improved, but consistently, this has been an absolute nightmare for commuters, leisure travellers, anyone really, going between Huddersfield and Leeds, Leeds and Huddersfield and beyond to Newcastle, Liverpool, Manchester. So they're all trains that run through this route, and they're all the ones that are also being cancelled as an effect of this absolute shit show. Now, there is one potential saving grace for this route, which is currently going underway, which is the Transpennine route upgrades, which are currently taking place. That's why inside the station there is scaffolding everywhere. In fact, Huddersfield train station is closed every weekend for the next few months to help upgrade the route. But the idea of the Transpennine route upgrade is to electrify the whole thing, I believe, and to make journey time shorter, more consistent, with separation of like more higher speed trains and the slower commuter ones. So in theory, it should help boost the capacity and the reliability of the route, but only time will tell, I guess. Right, and with that, it's time we get back on the train off to Leeds. Let's see if this one's delayed, cancelled, or in a big twist of fate, on time.
Oh, my train is the train to Redcar back to Leeds, which is currently running 14 minutes late. The train above that also running 6 minutes late. Who'd have guessed it?
And here we are back on the train to Leeds now, once again riding the most unreliable train route in the entire country. Now, I'm going to just have a settle down for this. It's only a 20-minute journey. We've left Huddersfield 15 minutes late. Would you believe it? So I'm going to get back to Leeds, where we'll collect our thoughts and sum up our thoughts on the most unreliable train route in the UK.
Now yes, the amount of delays and cancellations since 2023 and 2024 have already gone down consistently over the years, but it's still not great and it is still the worst line in the UK. I really do hope the new Transpennine route upgrades do help this service out, because it really does need some TLC. But who knows what the future holds, especially with English railways.
And here we are, everybody. We have made it back to Leeds, just the 15 minutes late on this occasion. And because of this, as I was pulling in, I was watching my train back home from Leeds pull out, meaning I now have to spend the next hour here just loitering on the platforms until I can even get another train home. So thank you very much, Transpennine Express, and thank you very much, most unreliable route in the UK, for living up to its name there and causing havoc and disruption for people like myself. My overall thoughts are, I do hope the new route upgrades really improve it, because every single train we seem to see today was delayed at least 5 minutes or more, which can cause disruptions, like myself. Now I can't get home just yet. I didn't see any cancellations, which is good, I guess, but maybe it must have been a good travel day today. Now, if you have made it this far in the video, I'd just like to say thank you very much. If you're new around here, please do subscribe. Costs nothing. All you got to do is press a button. If you do want to spend a bit of money, don't forget, for just £3 a month now, you can become a channel member of the Hammers About YouTube channel, where all of the money that I can get from my fantastic members will be reinvested into more of these videos, for better filming equipment, more extravagant travel videos, all back for you guys. So once again, if you haven't made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all on the next one. Now what am I going to do? I'm here for an hour. Honestly.